Hi everyone, this is Mayank and welcome back to my channel. So today we'll discuss about one particular stock which is a turnaround story right now. The story was that this stock was almost zero. There was nobody bothered about that. It crashed a lot, almost by more than 50%. And now there is a turnaround going on in this company and there's a very good potential that if company performs the way they are doing it right now, very soon we can have a very tremendous return on the stock and they are on the way that they can reach their all-time high also. So we'll discuss about the fundamentals, numbers and everything, and we'll discuss about the reason what happened, what is happening, and what is the company's plan to future, and why, based on that commentary, why do I personally think that this can reach all-time high. So we'll just discuss those things. From charts, we'll see what kind of gain in terms of percentage gain, what we can get if we invest at this point in time, and then we'll summarize everything and see what is the conclusion of it. Now, saying that, before jumping to the video discussion and everything, my personal request would be that this is a opinion based video. This is my personal opinion, my understanding. This doesn't mean a recommendation. You watch the video till the end, understand everything, and then based on that put your own thought behind it, and then you decide whether you want to invest in this stock or not, or you want to choose some other stock if you want to invest in this market or not. So let's jump into the stock discussion. So the company what we're going to talk about is Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. So we'll just open their website. So this is the website, what they do and everything we can find out here. If you explore products, they have savings account, a lot of savings accounts, they have term deposits, they have some debit cards, and they have some loans, housing loans, vehicle loans, macro loans. So all these things, if you see savings accounts, term deposits, cards, these all things they get access whenever after they become a bank, small finance bank. Before then they were a macro finance institution, MFI, but after becoming bank they got all these options. They had to open because they are a bank now, but before this they were mostly into macro loans, and macro loans is something they have expertise over there. They have more than 20 years experience and they are very good at doing that. Group loans, individual loans, GCL, PMS, Vanidhi and all. I'll explain one thing very briefly, what is group loans, because this is a very important factor of any MFI, be it Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank is a bank now, but it was an MFI. Then small finance bank is MFI. Then it's a bank, but it was an MFI, and it has a very good dominant revenue source is MFI still. And then if you talk about credit access government, it's an MFI also, right? So what is group loans and how it works? So what happens in a small rural areas which their population is mostly unbanked, on who doesn't get loans based on the credit score kind of thing. So what happens, this kind of MFIs penetrate in that area. They create a group of 20-25 people, okay, the mostly ladies in a say. Okay, so they make a group, they'll give money or some kind of money based on whatever the bank's minimum threshold and maximum threshold, whatever they have. Like for example, Ujjivan Small Finance Bank has a around 46,000 something what they pay, and that goes up to maximum 1 lakh depending on the how many times the person has taken money and paid back. So some kind of calculation goes there, something, we'll not go into that discussion. But how it works is they make a group, pay money whatever they pay to every one of them, and right now the onus of taking returning money of individual depends on the group. So basically if someone doesn't pay out of the group, entire group becomes responsible for that, and entire group can be banned by taking any further loan in the future from the same MFI, which is in this our case Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. To give a nutshell example, 25 people, one doesn't pay, entire remaining 24 people will not get the money until that person pays. So they cannot run away. So this is kind of a social pressure what they create, or I will say very, like, it's kind of social shaming kind of thing what happens. But this is how it works, otherwise companies will never recover their money. So this is a very risky population. This is something which they are mostly into daily wager and some kind of very micro small, not even small businesses, very micro businesses. So and they don't have any kind of collateral also. So in that case they chance of losing money a lot, and to protect that money they create this group loans kind of thing. So this is how group loans work. Now let's go. So I hope you understood what this company is into all about. Remaining thing, you can go about entire website and read about what is their this kind of 5.5 interest, what is 7.7% interest, and then all these things you can go through yourself, understand. But overall, in nutshell, company, this is a small finance bank which does all the banking services. If you see here about us, so if you see about this company, there is 24 states and union territory, 2248 districts, 66 lakhs customers they have, 575 plus banking touchpoints, and 16,664 employees they have, which most likely will most of them will be contract based employees, not permanent employees. So this is in a nutshell. We'll not discuss about the company, what they do and all those things. It's very normal. It's a small bank and does all the banking services. We'll talk about the things that matter much. Okay. So if you see current price, it's almost close to 52-week high price. Okay, but still doesn't mean that 52-week high it has reached and there's no potential. We'll talk about that down the line. P ratio is 229, which is huge because this company was in loss, huge loss. Somehow it's making profit, and that if you see P ratio, price earning ratio, and all, it's very high, but it will subsidize going down the line, like maybe 12 months down the line or 6 months down the line. This become normalizing. ROC, ROE is very less, so don't focus on that. I'll tell you the what a turnaround story going on in this particular company. So turnaround story is somewhere here. Yes, quarterly results. If you see, focus on the quarterly results. December 2020, they have a loss of 480 crores. March 2021, somehow they became profit, but June 2021, they have 385 crore loss. September 2021, they have 413 crore loss. December 2021, 136 crore loss. Then March 2022, 71 is the profit. And June also they have provided. So 2 quarter of consecutive profit is the signal of a turnaround story over here. Before that, they were continuously losing money almost by 5 different quarters. And the reason for it, if you see their gross NPA, just I tell you exactly where 70 is the profit, here 7.07, it's minus 35 crore loss. Gross NPA is 9.79%, and net NPA is 2.68%. It increased to 11.8%, loss increased to 413, and then it became 3.29. So if you see these 2, 3, 4 quarters, they were continuous, NPA was very high, and their financial profit was in negative. Now last 2 quarters, if you see 71 crore of profit and 176 crore of profit, their NPA, gross NPA both reduced drastically. From 9 becomes 7, from 7.34 becomes 6.51, and net NPA become only 0.61, and then is right now only 0.11% of net NPA. So if you see, both these things are improving drastically, and this is why I'm saying this is a turnaround story. We need to understand this, what is happening. I'll tell you exactly why this is also happening after a few minutes, but this is what is happening. From loss making company, they are going to profit making company. This is the turnaround. If you see profit and loss statement also, from here, they were making loss continued, 215 crore loss, 783 crore loss, but now the loss is reduced. And if you see 303 crores, because this is trailing 12 months, so they are profitable only for last 2 quarters, but previous 2 quarters they made a loss. So if you see trailing 12 months, results will be negative only, but this quarter result, like June, July, August, September result, if comes in October, in that case they will register a profit. This trailing 12 month loss will become much lesser. It depends. If they make a profit of more than 300 crores, in that case this become positive itself now itself. If they make less than that, but overall this financial profit margin will reduce drastically, become more and more towards positive. So this is what is happening right now. Now we'll understand why this is happening. But before that, a very important and very big change that is happening in this company is this, and this is very important. If you see FII's holdings from last few quarters, 0.13, 0.11, 0.14, 0.1, not even 1%. And if you see last quarter, September 2020 quarter, so it's already they invested, result has not come out, but they have a holding of 2.94%. That is huge changes, like more than 10 times change, right? If you see DII is 0.65, so if you see DII is 0.65, from 0.65 to 9.6%, is more than 10 times change of percentage holding in FIs and DIs. So this shows how much concrete turnaround story is going to happen, or is already happening in this particular counter, Ujjain Small Finance Bank, because FIs and DIs in this falling market, in this volatile market, doesn't go so big in a small company if it is not a very good change, positive change happening in the company. So this is a kind of faith builder, I'll see, in the story of this entire story of Ujjain Small Finance Bank. Now I'll go back and I'll tell you what has happened, what is the change, and what are the plans going forward. Okay, I'll just close it. So if you see what are management issues, there are a lot of management issues was there last 1 year. The CEO resigned, CFO resigned, there are a lot of conflict who will become the new CEO. There are a lot of corporate governance issue was shown up in the articles of Money Control and Economic Times and everything. So a lot of bad news was there for the company, but bad news was not just a news, they were doing bad also. The NPA, gross NPA we saw it is going very bad. The management was not working effectively, or maybe for some reason they were not able to work effectively. But overall, this thing was showing in their stock prices and their particular company performance. And this is the reason why this company were going downhill. Okay, now, what is the change that is happening? Change what we saw right now is, sorry, their reduction in NPA. NPA has got reduced. It become way better. Then they have around 85%. What is 85% EMI collection that is happening right now. So the default rate is pretty low. almost 85% of people who took loan from there are giving money back to the company, and they have very high provision rate. Okay, high provision they have made for all the NPAs what they're seeing. Now, when I say NPA doesn't mean that these people will not pay at all. NPA means that they have not paid for few quarters or few EMIs, and they went into their book has been put into NPA. So once they pay the money back, that they will come out of NPA. So NPA, if somebody says NPA, doesn't mean that that money is gone. That when the money is gone, we call it write-off. We don't call them NPA. So this money is not write-off. It's only NPA. Okay, so that most of the people are paying back. They're saying around 60% of the NPA people are paying back. So they're saying maybe 2 to 3 quarters down the line, there or 6 to 9 months down the line, their NPA will, that money which is under NPA, that also become rationalized. So that NPA will reduce further. So this is what this is commentary has been told by the management. Okay, so high provision, reduction in NPA, 85% EMI collection was going on in the company. What is the plans going forward? So their plans is very simple. They want to mitigate the risk. What is the risk? As I told you, it's a bank. It's a small finance bank, and more than that, it's a MFI. Still, I consider this company as a more into MFI sector only, which is trying to become a bigger bank or trying to become even a bank. Right? So what is the risk? Risk is that they give mostly to unbanked customers, which are completely informal category. For example, a rickshaw handcart puller. I'm not saying that profession is bad or anything like that. Don't consider that as a statement, but I'm saying if a rickshaw puller, there is a very good chance of delinquency because, for example, is a sole breadwinner or bread earner in the family, and suppose for God forbid he goes to an accident, that time these EMIs won't be paid because there is no health insurance, no insurance, there's no other bread earner in the family. So this kind of things are very risky, and this company, since they have more than 48% loans coming from that particular informal sector, and only 6% they were taking for formal sector. Formal sector are like people like me and you and everyone who are salaried, right? Who get every month some salary, right? Who can take some leaves also, leave encashment, all those things are option. They're basically salaried people on who are some kind of protection is there if you're a salaried person, right? So now they're focusing on increasing their loan from the salaried people. So it was 6%, now it's almost 14%. What I understood from their con call letters. Number can vary slightly here and there, depends on my memory basically, but it was around 13-14%. They have moved towards salaried employee loans to salaried employee. So they are reducing their dependency on basically informal sector. Reducing dependency on informal sector. All right. So this is one big change they are doing. Informal sector. Other change what they are doing is informal housing sector loan. So they were giving mostly to this kind of same informal sector. Now they're giving housing loan also to salaried employees only. In most, like they're giving only to salaried employees. They have stopped giving it to this unbanked people. Okay, so this is one sector which they are targeting a lot. So basically, and they are focusing a lot on getting more savings accounts. So if you see in their website, all these things, like 7.7%, 8.5%, all those things. So these things are this 8.25%. Then if you see, they have around 7.7%. These things are made only because it's a cheaper way of getting kind of money in their account, which they can loan further to people. So for people who don't know, MFIs works on very high interest rates. So high interest rate in the sense sometimes goes to 22-23% interest rate. So for them, if they get money for which they have to pay 7%, 7.5%, even 8% interest rate to the customers, they have very good spread there to operate the business. So this is why even if these companies pay much higher interest rate than SBIs or SDFCs, they have a good potential to get money back because they operate in the sector where they are charging very high interest rate from their customers. Okay, so they are focusing a lot on getting a cheap, I'll say cheap only, but with a cheap rate of interest. Okay, cheap rate of interest, uh, cheap rate of interest money into their accounts. Okay, so I hope you understand this part. So they're trying to, these few changes they are making, and this everything all together will help them to reduce NPA even further. Okay, so when you reduce NPA even further, they start making more money, right? And then when they start making more money, basically they start making profits, and then start making profit, the stock will go high to its previous high. So if you see previous high, I'll go to charts. So previous high was somewhere around 60. It touched here somewhere around 61 was the previous high. Okay, and it was closed around 58.5 on that same day. And this is when it got listed actually in December 20. So now December 19, I think. Yeah, December 19 it got listed, and after that it fell drastically, and then COVID things and all happened. You see here it's March. COVID things happened, then it rallied somewhere here. It was okay-ish kind of thing because COVID, everything fell down. But the problem happened here is the corporate governance issue came, and after that, it never recovered. It started recovering now when there is a positive news. The positive news is the profit. This company is making profit. So what is the potential here? It's so I've told you so there's no chart. I'm not seeing any chart kind of pattern here. If you're saying, you can let me know in the comment section. But if you see, this company has kind of base here, but we'll not talk about that. We'll talk about what kind of potential you can get if you invest in this current price. Okay, it might fall tomorrow. It might, but overall the story remains intact in this particular company because they are started making profit. Here is the chart. So this is the clear cut gain of 132% because I'm assuming everything goes good. Profit they are making, NPA reduced, everything is good. Then, and they have expansion plan also where they want to expand into 25 new branches and more branches. They want to focus on digitization of their banks and everything. So if all the stories remains true, which most likely I'm thinking personally, again, it's a personal opinion that most likely they will achieve all these things, then this stock has to have go somewhere close to 52-week high because this, but it was very fundamentally good company when it comes to MFI category of companies, right? They're a very strong market hold they have. If you have liked the video so far, please do like the videos, share with your friends and family, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so that every time I put a video, you get notified on that. Thanks so much for watching. Stay happy, stay safe.